Oh, Dad,
Yeah,
we are live.
we are live. What is up, YouTube family? What is going on? It is the Gamer and the Dad podcast number 30,
Hmm?
30, ladies and gentlemen. 30.
Yeah.
And my partner is distracted.
Wait.
His engineer
Hold
is
on.
talking to him over there.
Yeah, sorry. I got distracted. It
Yeah, you got
happens.
distracted. What is up? YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. We are doing another remote podcast because my partner in crime over here has a very busy schedule. But anyways, I'm glad we're still able to jump on here and be live for everybody on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. Cam Bam the man.
Yes, sir.
What is up, dude?
All right. Reading the chat here. Princess Blaze, Shockwave, Denise. Everybody's here.
Shockwave.
So yeah, guys, we're doing another remote one, and
Yeah, baby.
just get things up and done. So hope you guys
Yes.
are having a great Monday today. Staying safe, staying humble, all that stuff. My dad went to get coffee. That's why he kind of has like a mask under his neck. He has this.
Yeah, so I walked into the store like this. That is my new mask. That is my new mask.
Sir, I can't
And
really identify you.
and when I order, I just put it like this, just enough where I can see. And I really hope I scare the crap out of everybody because
You're lucky you're not wearing like a balaclava or something.
this is the new normal, son. This is the new normal. All you can
Oh,
see is blinking eyes,
so scary.
blinking eyes. But here we are. Yeah, baby. YouTube, what is up? We are
Live.
on number 30 live, the Gamer and the Dad podcast. Incredible, dude. 30 weeks in.
For
What do you think
sure.
about that?
It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm so glad that we're able to make it past 30, keep this long running. My dad's excited about it. I love doing it when we're all available and stuff like that. You know, we all have stuff in our schedule that, can keep us from doing things sometimes. But we want to try to make time for you guys regardless.
Of course. Of course. That's what it's all about. YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, the Gamer and the Dad podcast,
You're
number
saying
30.
the YouTube team is tuning into this?
No, I said YouTube. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh yeah, but when you say YouTube, it's like, oh, the YouTube people who got our last stream like cut off. Remember? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But listen, we're gonna go through some hiccups here and there. It's all right. But we're on number 30. It is awesome. The Gamer and the Dad podcast. Something that we started a while back, just out of a conversation you and I had during lunch. And here we are.
It
30
was
weeks
during
in.
lunch, yeah.
30 weeks in. It is awesome. We have followers. We appreciate them. We love them. They're always here to support. And I checked this morning. We're at 3,960, I believe, which,
Yeah.
dude, it's unbelievable. We wanted to hit 4,000 before the end of the year. I think we'll hit it way before that. It's so awesome. Guys, thank you so much again for the love and support that you show this podcast. Again, we're just two simple guys that want to get on here and show the love and share what we got going on, and share what we love talking about and doing. So here we are, number 30. Thank you guys so much. Again, the Gamer and the Dad podcast. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like,
Yes,
bell
sir.
for notifications. It
Yes,
is
sir.
important. Thank you guys so much. And we're going to jump right in. So much to talk about.
To talk
So much to
about.
so much to talk about. Hold on. Let me sip this again.
Let me
All
control
right.
him real
We're
quick.
good. Oh, fancy pants over there. What is going on?
All right. Let's get into our
All
first
right.
topic, shall we?
Cam Bam, start it off, dude. What do you got going
So,
on?
remember how we've been talking about in our last couple of streams, God knows how many, that we've talked about this topic. It was about, movie companies, especially going to home entertainment, meaning like they go directly to the home, either it's rental or stream on
Right.
streaming services. Well, HBO is going to be the company that says, guys, our next 2021 slate, and starting December, right now, on Christmas, we're going to make movies available in theaters, when safe, and also on HBO Max simultaneously. Now, from me,
Wow.
I would cut off the theater part because I guarantee you, like 95% are going to see it on HBO Max.
That it's probably going to be more than that. And it's just so funny to me. We keep going back to this, dude. It's so funny to me how these production companies and network companies, they still have to label it
To
with
theaters.
that. Yeah, they still have to. It's like they're being threatened or something by like Edwards Theaters is going, yeah, you make sure you put our name there, dude. You really don't want to not say our name.
Okay,
Yeah, you will
okay.
be in deep trouble. Yeah, make sure you say Edwards and
They
you
just say
know,
theaters because they know that's
yeah,
overall.
dude, it's so funny. I don't understand. I don't understand why they just can't come out and say, listen, it's going to be all on stream from now on. I don't think they're probably saying this because there is the small percentage, like we've talked about before, of people that still like to go to the theater.
There's
Uh,
nothing wrong with that as long as you like
no, not at
encounter
all. But the
safeties.
reality, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But
Yeah.
the reality of it is that there's no traffic there
Oh
whatsoever.
yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
traffic. But it's just so funny to me that they have to continue to label it as, theaters and streaming. It's like, and I don't think it's anything to benefit them. I don't think it's benefiting them in any way, shape, or form, because I would love to see what the percentage is of what they're making on in reality by releasing it to theaters,
Yeah.
or so called. They're
So-called
just
theaters.
they're just labeling it. Are they really releasing it in theaters? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you gone and seen if they're releasing it?
I mean, if they say it, they say it. It's gonna be in theaters. It's gonna be in things. But
I don't know. It's going
listen,
to be
I'm telling
interesting,
you,
man.
like 105% are gonna see it on HBO Max because you just
For sure.
download the app, pay the subscription fee, and go in. And now I think
Right.
since HBO Max is like a new upgrade to HBO, that they want to like give it more popularity.
Right.
And I
Right.
could totally see them getting sub growth from this, like releasing like exclusive new movies and things on this service. Like
Right.
people will probably forget, oh, it was in the theater? What? I didn't know it was in the theater. It's like,
Well,
yeah,
see, yeah, exactly. I agree 100%. And let me just to piggyback off of that. I was going to say every friend I've spoken to
yeah,
about any new show, new movie, or something that they've watched, every single friend or coworker, whatever, or even family members, all they've mentioned to me is, "Oh, have you seen this on Netflix? Oh, have you seen this on Amazon? Oh, have you seen this movie? I streamed it yesterday and it was awesome. I streamed this show the other day and it was awesome." No one has told me in the last, and I'm being completely serious, no one has mentioned to me in the last, I don't know,
few
8
months.
months probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never heard the words, "Oh, have you been to the theater? I just saw this movie, dude." You know, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Everything is on stream. People are on their phone streaming stuff. They're on their laptop streaming stuff. They're at home streaming stuff on TV. That is what is going on. Period. Done.
Yeah, and I'm
Out.
wondering. I know.
I'm back.
I'm wondering. Like, I know that I'm not gonna say that they made this decision because of COVID, because Disney
Yeah.
had the same prospect that they were gonna do digital stuff like direct, regardless of COVID or not. So I'm wondering if Warner Brothers was taking a direct approach, saying, since HBO Max is so like premium or something like that, however they use their words, that they can see other ways to get money out of it. You
Yeah,
know,
the only thing I can think about is, these big networks have some sort of obligation with theaters. That's what I think. Possibly old contracts, of releasing stuff with them. That's the only thing I could think of, because to really drag this along, and having that extra weight of the theaters, having to pull them along, knowing that you're not going to make any money releasing it in theaters. I don't know the purpose of continuing to say, We're gonna release it in theaters. Don't worry about it. For those two people that like to go to the theater, it'll be there. Okay.
Two
Plus,
people.
yeah, well, it has to be. There has to be some sort of expense too to put it in theaters, and I just don't see why. But again, I think there's some sort of contractual obligation with these, with these networks and big production companies that have to release it in theaters, or at least have to title it or mention it that they're going to release it in theaters, and they end up not going, or doing horribly, as Tenet did.
That's
Um,
probably what gave them the
yeah,
idea. Is just
for
like
sure,
we can't risk this again if we're gonna
for
lose this
sure.
amount of money. And we have
Yep,
HBO Max. Like, let's use it to its potential. Like, let's see what we can do
yep,
with it. It's new. It's something we can do. Like,
totally.
that's what that's what companies are doing, and especially with Disney and stuff. With Disney Plus, they're experimenting with it. Like, it's only been a year since Disney Plus. Uh, HBO Max is not even a year old. It's only been a few months old, and Peacock from Universal is still a few months old. So they're gonna test the waters, and they're
Disney Plus, is it a year old already?
yeah, it's a year old.
Officially?
Yep,
When did it
it's
come out?
November 12th, I think.
Wow. I just read the other day that it's finally hit over 100 million subscribers.
See, you see what I mean?
Dude, does that not say anything to you?
They didn't even. They were projecting 60 million by 2024, and they already have 100 million. They've already
Really?
beat. Yeah, they thought it
I
was gonna.
didn't know
They
that.
thought it was
That
gonna take
is
that long.
crazy. Wow.
That was their
Um,
like thoughts, because they were like, okay, it's new, it's right with Netflix, and Netflix is already big as it is, so we'll just have to wait a couple years and see if people go on, and then all of a sudden, boom, they just get like a big
right.
explosion over time.
That just goes to show, man. That's just another part of this that shows you what really is going on in the industry. 100 million subscribers in less than a year. Disney is just loving it. Disney Plus is
Yeah,
loving it.
yeah.
Um, and listen, you go to any, or you read about any of these, these companies like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Disney
Oh,
Plus,
they're booming.
Peacock.
Yeah.
They're doing fantastic. Their numbers are insane. I mean, they're making money hand over fist, and that is just the proof right there. That's
Yeah,
it.
this is what I'm saying. Like, they need to take a bit of time to, like what HBO Max is doing, and see if they can use their streaming services to their full potential. Like, hey, if you want to make the movies like rental only outside of the streaming thing, that's fine. You can do that. But if you really want to use your streaming things, because if this is the only place that's making money for your entertainment market, for movies and shows that you're producing and putting all this
Right,
money into,
right,
then why
right,
don't you put it into this streaming device and say, hey, look at this. This is a brand new thing. You can watch it right here, the safety and comfort of your own home, and all this stuff. And plus, streaming services are not that expensive. Like, I think that's the thing. Like, I know we joked about HBO Max and stuff, like it's like $15 a month or something, but even $15 is not really, crazy as going to the theater and spending however much on everything that you go towards.
right,
So, you
right,
know, and plus HBO Max has a huge amount of content on it, so I can definitely see why they would charge so much. I mean, they have like a ton of movies from other like companies, and then they have
right.
their own shows, and then they're even adding new movies. They're even adding like Warner Brothers is like 2021 slate of movies that were supposed to be in theaters but are just going to come to HBO Max anyway. So that's pretty premium if you ask me. Like, you're just getting
It
like
is.
so much out of that. And Disney
It
Plus,
is.
even though they stayed on 6.99, it's still a good price to start off with, and still getting good content. And then other thing we haven't mentioned is Apple TV Plus, 4.99, and you get all this content. Like, and then we talked about, I think you told me this, that T-Mobile is starting their streaming service sometime. I don't know
Yeah,
when, but
yeah, yep.
what is that like we said?
Everybody is jumping in, dude.
Yeah,
Everybody's jumping in,
I don't.
and you know what? Good for them. We talked about it before,
Yeah,
and I told you several podcasts ago that there was going to be a huge, huge run for this. These companies are just going to go head on, and may the best company win.
yeah.
But they're gonna battle for this. I mean, there's a huge market, and doing it streaming, it makes it simple for everybody, and for them as well. Overhead has to be a lot lower than trying to run, a traditional, production or network company. When you do it streaming, I'm sure that the overhead is a lot less.
Yeah.
So that means more money for them. And some of these companies, more money for their investors. That's something else that people don't think about.
Mm.
Like Netflix, for example, their stock has gone through the roof, man.
Yeah.
And they make a ton of money. So that's also the other exciting part about it. People are excited to invest in these companies that are doing fantastic, and all they're doing is streaming. That's it. All they do is stream. That is all
Let's
they
just not
do.
delay any movies anymore at this point. If you're
I
really
don't know. I don't know what it is, man. I mean, honestly, at this point,
okay, because
I
they've already
can't think
delayed
about what it
movies
is.
till next year in the
Yeah, I
summer,
know.
and if
We
those
talked
don't
about
work,
that.
yeah, but if those don't work, then just put them on stream. That's it. Because you can't keep delaying this movie anymore. Because you're just gonna, like we said, you're just gonna keep losing more and more money that the movie could make potentially.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, if you need to make money, then buy it or rent it or something like that, something of that nature. If you're worried that this movie's gonna bankrupt you or something, which it
I
can't.
honestly think, yeah, I honestly think that a big part of why they delay this too is they probably want to settle on some sort of they don't know what price to settle on. Um,
Well,
some of these
most
big,
movies are like $25 or $20.
well, well, that's true. That's true. But is that going to be the standard across the board? I don't think so. And the reason I say that is because some of these big blockbusters, that we're used to, like the 007s, the Fast
Yeah.
Nines, any of those big franchises that have uh, big
Like
production,
audience and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, well, and big production costs and time and all that stuff. Maybe something like that. Say for example, the new 007.
Yeah.
When that comes out finally on streaming, you never know. Maybe they bring it out at $60 a rent. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
um, I'm just throwing it out there. It could happen. It could happen
Yeah.
because they're going to want to make as much as possible to recoup, the 3, 4, 500 million that they spent on making that movie. Compared to the $25 or $30 it cost to rent for what was that animated one that did well?
Uh, like this year?
Yeah,
Well,
the one that did well.
either.
Remember that opening weekend that they knocked it out of the park? Trolls.
I'm surprised you forgot it because you mentioned it a
I'm
lot.
surprised you forgot it. You
No,
were like confused.
well, that's why I said
You were
this year.
like,
I was
huh? What? Which one? What? I
no.
mean,
I mean, Trolls or Scoob is one of them for sure.
okay,
So
yeah, Trolls. So I'm just throwing a number out there, but their budget that they spent was probably, I don't know, 300, 400 million or less probably to put that together. So I don't know, man. I think the big delay is also, you know, what's the price going to be to stream this thing? You
well,
know,
if it's got to be premium, it's got to be premium.
no, it's
Otherwise,
and it's going to be premium. It's going
yeah.
to be premium, and I'm thinking it's going to be 40, $50 to see it for the first time. And listen, I don't know about you, man, but I still think that it's great.
No more
That
hundreds
it's
of
great.
dollars at the theater because
So,
you pay for.
dude, it's gonna beat standing in line and trying to get tickets for the first night, and yeah, spending those extra 80, $90, all in at the end of the night, and you had to, you know, sit in those shitty chairs, and whatever it may be. But
The
anyways,
crummy
yeah.
chairs. Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. I mean, there's so much going on in this industry still that it's gonna be very, very interesting seeing this going into the 2021 season, and
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
and we'll see what happens.
Well, I can't
You
wait to see
know,
the movies at least because I have HBO Max and I can't wait to see like
well,
what new
dude,
movies.
there's millions of people like us just waiting to see these new movies, but I don't know what the issue is. I don't know what the issue
Speaking
is
of
with releasing it.
movies,
Yes.
so apparently, according to the production team at Paramount, the Sonic movie is supposed to be in production in 2021, somewhere in summer or spring of 2021. So it looks like Paramount is like full on, head on about getting this movie ready and done, or
Yeah.
just getting it ready. I don't know. It's pretty crazy because a lot of movie productions, just stop. Some movies have been finished already, now they're in the production of
Right.
editing and things like that. So that thing that can be done. But that's pretty cool. I mean, we liked the Sonic movie when it came out this year, and
It was awesome.
it was
It was
awesome.
awesome.
So can't wait to see the sequel in
Yep.
2022. Definitely think it's gonna be another knock in the park for Paramount, and hopefully Sega can do that with their other properties. But you know, we'll have to see what Sega can come up with.
I think that they're already filming. To be honest with you,
They're already filming.
no, and the reason I say this is because, believe it or not, filming has ramped up again.
Oh
I
yeah,
heard,
oh, yeah.
I read a report that especially the city of Los Angeles or the county of Los Angeles, they cut a bunch of taxes on filming. So a lot of filming production companies brought back filming to Los Angeles, and you could see it, man. When I'm at work over there, you could see it. There's certain areas that are closed off for big production filming. There's certain areas where there's small shows being filmed. This is the first time I see this in several years, and if you know why, years back, Los Angeles was running everybody out of town because of taxes of filming. So everything's back. I see a lot of production going on, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of these big movies are already, are already filming, man. So it's exciting. We're gonna see something here
Okay.
pretty soon.
Here's another thing too.
Yeah.
Remember Super Nintendo World? It's
Yes.
opening in February. Get the hype. Get the drums. Dad, do the
But
drums.
is that here though? I heard it was in. I heard it was.
Oh, you spoiled it. Yeah, I was gonna like get you excited and then say it's in Japan.
Sorry. Yeah, it's in Japan, dude. I read about that too.
From the looks
I
of
saw
it,
some.
from the videos, it looks really, really well done.
It looks cool, man. It looks cool. Those carts that you ride in, they look pretty cool.
They do.
They shaped them like they
actual
shaped them like
carts.
the actual carts on Mario Kart. That looks awesome, man. I can't wait for the one open here in Universal. It's gonna be sweet.
I hope so, man. I hope so. I mean, I know Japan has it first because Nintendo's a Japanese company, so they're gonna have all their stuff because Mario originally originated in Japan before it made its way to the U.S. So this is probably a good time for the people of Japan and all that stuff. So they're probably really happy that it's gonna be opening in February. So
Yeah,
that's awesome, and hopefully we see
Yeah,
some stuff
dude.
going in the U.S. for sure.
I'm
Because-
excited to see it here. We'll see. We'll see how fast they could do it here. I mean, obviously, it opens over there. It opened over there faster, I think, because not only because it originated from there. I think it's because the restrictions over there are way less.
Oh yeah, people in Japan follow better rules than we do.
Well, so. But anyways, I saw some of the pictures. It looks great. I'm excited. We'll see how it is when they finally open over there. See how some of the footage is. Of people recording.
Oh, I know. Like people in Japan will take like a billion videos. I mean, they got selfie sticks and all that. So
Yeah.
we'll definitely see something about it.
It'll be exciting to see.
So
Yeah, definitely.
we shall see the videos for sure. The next thing, Dad, you wanted to bring up something about the PlayStation 5 that you told me about.
PS5 news, dude. PS5 news continues to happen.
Yeah.
It was very interesting to me to read this recently. The CEO came back on and was talking about issues of getting more consoles into store and
The CEO of
into
Sony
stores, yeah,
or Sony
of
Interactive.
Sony, yeah.
Oh.
Well, whoever the CEO is for the damn console,
Jim
whoever
Ryan?
they have, Jim Ryan. Hey, Jim Ryan, whoever they have representing this damn thing, he was talking about how, the reason for, not having consoles in stores, the shortage is because of, it originates, in
Overseas.
where they make it, overseas, that some of these workers, because of COVID, can't make it into the factory, and they're not building them as fast as they want to. So basically, bottom line is he's saying it's a legitimate shortage of consoles because of manufacturing.
Yeah.
And I still think it's BS, dude.
What?
I think it's
You
complete
think it's
BS.
BS?
Yeah. Okay, so answer me this, Mr. Ryan. How did you build your first 5 million consoles that you sold already? Why all of a sudden there's more restrictions now, and what's all that about? I just think it's BS.
when he
But it
when
was
he
a pretty
says
big,
we have more PS5s than PS4s back in the day when
uh,
we launched them.
for sure, for sure. I think it's BS. Every news channels coming out saying, "Oh my God, there's going to be shortage. Whoever's looking for a PS5 or a
Can't
place
find one.
or a Xbox, a new Xbox, there's going to be a shortage." There was a newscast that came out with a story saying, "Parents, you should buy your kids a gift card to something else and somewhere else because they are not going to have that PlayStation 5 or new Xbox under the tree this year." It's like it's like Jesus, dude. These guys are just
What a downer, man! Why do you gotta
putting a
be a
dagger in
downer?
it, putting a dagger in it already, man. But I don't know. I mean, I just think that there was another wave of them. That's when that's when you were able to get yours.
Yeah.
On this second
I
wave.
mean,
But I
not
don't
to say
know.
it
I
was
don't know what
easy.
happened.
That's for damn sure.
No, it wasn't easy, but there was a second wave of them, and I guess the second wave was way shorter and smaller than the first one, obviously.
Yeah.
But I just think that they outsold again, and they sold out, and they had to come out and say something. I don't know. I,
It's
I
our.
think it's
They
still
had to come out
complete
and say it's
BS.
our biggest console launch. It's like, well, yeah.
No, well, they had to come back out and say, we're having trouble building more, and we have a
Oh, you gotta meet the
shortage, and
demand.
yeah, I don't know, man. I just think it's interesting that this is a continuous story, but you know what? The same thing at the same time. I don't. You hear very little from Microsoft.
No,
You know,
Microsoft said that the CEO of Microsoft said that they expect shortages of the Xbox till April, which is like after the first quarter. So that's what they said.
I, I didn't. I didn't really pay attention if they had a second wave of sales. Did you see that?
They had the same time when I got my PS5. They opened the Xbox. It was like out in Walmart, so they opened at the same time because that was like their Black Friday early deals.
Okay.
So they had the PlayStation and Xbox again in limited quantities. So because they were both in high demand, and yeah, that's kind of how that went. So maybe people were able to secure an Xbox. Some people were able to secure PS5. The
Right.
thing about it is like the PlayStation 5 is more rare to get than the Xbox, which is strange because Xbox has their storefronts and things. I mean, Sony does too, but you know, Microsoft has all this stuff, because they're a devoted tech company.
Right. Right.
And well, I'm not gonna say Sony isn't. I mean, Sony makes TVs, they make speakers, they make movies, they make all this stuff. But it's at the same time, you can see which demand console is getting higher demand than whatever. Now, that's not to say that Xbox isn't popular, because it is. It definitely had a big launch as well. But it's strange to me, like, how is Sony handling their distribution of the console, whereas Microsoft could just hand off a few, because, like, those aren't as rare. Like, you can get more of
Right.
those than you can a PS5. It's like, if you get a PS5, you're digging in gold. And then if you get an Xbox, it's like, oh, okay, I got it. Um, Clap, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like, people clap more when you get a PS5 than you do a Series X. That's See, that's an issue there. That is
I had a thought the other day, and I'm
okay.
going to say it here on our podcast for the first time, and probably first time ever. I don't know if anybody's ever thought this or talked about it,
Hmm.
but I have a feeling that there's going to be a new company coming out with a new console, maybe in the next 2 years.
Just
Can
like a
you?
brand new company or a company we already know.
Yeah. Well, it's an existing company, but
Oh, okay.
I have a feeling that you're going to take your earpiece off and turn your face away and not listen to what I'm saying.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
I'm kidding. I listen. I have a feeling that there's a company coming out with the new console, dude. Call me crazy when you hear the name. Okay, call me crazy, and I want you to say it. I want you to say you're crazy.
Okay, just go ahead and say
Okay.
it then.
No, no, I'm not going to say it yet because I want you to take a guess of the company that I'm thinking is going to come out with the console.
Nintendo?
No, Nintendo already has one.
Sega.
I'm talking about a company coming out with a console for the first time ever,
Ever.
ever. Yeah.
Um, Electronic company, TCL.
No, I don't think you'll ever guess it.
Oh, come on, bro. Just
I'm
say
just
it.
gonna say it.
Expose it in the
I'm just gonna say it,
podcast.
and you're gonna hear it here first, okay? Because if it ever comes out, I want us to play this thing back, dude. In on a billboard somewhere in Los Angeles. I have a feeling, a true feeling, that in the next 2 years, 2 to 3 years, Tesla is gonna come out with a console. Done, sir.
You been talking to Elon Musk or something?
Yes, yes. Is that crazy?
I mean, I don't think it's
Is
insane,
that crazy?
insane, but I could see if Tesla wanted to. However, the market could be saturated with consoles. You know, I
Well,
mean, Sony
I
and
don't
Microsoft have
know.
been in the game for a while. Nintendo's
Yeah,
been in the game for quite a while.
right.
Sega, despite, using a micro Game Gear for whatever reason, you know, they're still a gaming company that still makes games and they're still
Can
doing
you
well.
take, I completely agree, but can you take a second and just think,
I mean, isn't the PS5 already a Tesla at this point?
right? It looks like it would be, but I have a feeling, dude. I have a feeling that Tesla would come out with a new gaming console for the first time, and it would be wicked. It would be wicked. Um, they have the technology,
The money.
they have the engineering, they certainly have the money, and they have Elon Musk. If you haven't read into this guy, man, this guy is a genius. And not only is he an engineering genius and physics and all that kind of stuff, he's into gaming.
Yeah.
He's heavily into gaming, full competition in the next few years, and they're gonna come out with something insane.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know already, some of his cars, they have gaming in their cars.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Now it's not their games. It's like old games, like I don't know, Galaxy or some crap like that. Um, but you play it using their steering wheel and and the
While you're parked, of course, I would
no,
assume.
of course, yeah, you can't play it while you're driving, obviously. But if you ever looked into these cars, their infotainment system, or whatever you call it, where the screen is, where it shows everything on
Yeah.
this on the middle of the dash, you could play it there, and you use the steering wheel as a remote control. And the games that have like little carts or little cars on them, whatever, you're driving with the actual steering wheel of the car, and you're pressing the gas with the actual gas of the car. That's how cool this guy and his team have put a game into those cars. Now, do you think this company is not able to come out with some wicked console and some crazy ass games, dude, in the
Well,
future?
either a console or some gaming PC, one of the two. They definitely have the hardware and engineers for that type of stuff.
Of
Um,
course.
and the console market's really tough than the PC market because the thing about consoles is, you know, you have to combat it with price. You have to combat it with how is it going to be in some people's room, and you have to combat the fact that if you put it on PC or like make a PC that's a gaming and revolutionary and powerful, then you can play like tons of games that just look amazing on it. With a
Hmm.
console, since consoles are pretty specific, like you can't play an Xbox One game on your PlayStation. That's not how that works. Whereas PC, if you buy a game on PC, it's there, you know. So it's gonna be hard, and developers will probably have to make games for it. So even if they do come out, it's like they're probably only gonna have like two games. I mean, that's if they're not already talking to developers or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, so I mean, I don't see a problem with that. I'm sure they can do it, but I would say that's gonna take time. Learning from both Sony and Microsoft and seeing their hardwares, or maybe taking like something out of the Nintendo book, maybe. But you know, I think that'll take time, and
Well,
I think a PC would be better.
I say don't sleep on this. Um,
Elon Musk
before
is
you
over
know it,
there.
dude, before you know it, I'm telling you, listen, this guy has broken almost every record on bringing stuff out. Um, as far as car production, as far as his SpaceX company, people putting people on the moon and all this kind of crap. He's done it already. Everything he's doing is amazing, and they do it with such finesse and brilliant engineering. So I don't know. You heard it here first, though, on the Gamer and the Dad podcast, that I predict some sort of a gaming console or PC or into that industry from Tesla.
That is awesome.
You heard it here. You heard it
So
here.
somebody in chat said, Andrew Cruz said, 48 NBA players got the coronavirus. Isn't that crazy? What is your opinion? Yeah, I heard about that too. I think. I don't know. I kept going on and off about that.
It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. That's what's crazy about it. I mean, listen, we had this
sports,
NBA.
Man.
We had this NBA bubble where they played this past season, right, in Florida, and everybody did well there because why? Everything was contained.
Yeah.
But as soon as the season was over, everybody's like, yeah, let's go on vacation. Everybody spread out throughout the country, and they went on vacation like they well deserved to do. And one caught it or two caught it or three, and there goes the spread. But listen, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. They just, again, the media has to put it on the on the news and just make everybody go, oh wow, 48 NBA players got it. It's okay. It's going to be fine. Okay, it's going to be fine. But they have to put it out there in big letters, bold letters. That
it's dangerous.
That all these NBA players got it, and oh my God, the season is over, and all this crap. It's not. It's not.
He also, Andrew said, do you think it would have been better if they played with masks? Not really, no, because if you're playing with a mask on, it could fall off depending on how loose it is. And also, it's kind of hard to breathe on that. So,
it's
playing extreme
hard.
sports like football or basketball or soccer with a mask on,
it's extremely hard to do that. There's no way.
It's going to cause something with the lungs or whatever. That could cause breathing problems for sure.
No, there's no way. There's no way you could play a professional sport
with a mask.
With a mask. Maybe bowling. Something that doesn't
hurt you.
That doesn't take maybe a sport that doesn't consist of running back and forth up and down a court or in a field or something like that. That you're out of breath within a couple of seconds. There's no way you could do that. You would suffocate yourself.
Yeah.
Immediately. But yeah, listen, it sucks, but I'm sure it was bound to happen. I mean, again, these guys, once the season was over, they went vacationing with their families, and I'm sure a lot of them caught it some way or another, and they brought it back. But it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's just like anything else. They're labeling it as, oh my God, 48 NBA players got it. The season's over. It's not over. It's going to be fine. They're just, right. It's a hype.
To end off the stream, let's give our impressions about the PS5 when we did the unboxing and we started playing it. I was a big fan of not only how the games looked, but we talked about how the controller having the resistance of adaptive trigger.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what that means, basically that means is if you're holding like a gun or something in a game or whatever, and you start shooting it, the triggers have resistance. So if you press it down, you gotta put some force into it and start going, and it feels like a trigger, and they actually vibrate like up and down. And there's good audio in the controller and things like that. HD rumbles, haptic feedback like the Switch. I think that's a good addition, for a controller.
It was awesome. The whole thing. My first impression, obviously, and you know this, when we opened it, I was in awe. The design of it was so nice, so sleek, so delicate, but
big.
Awesome. Very big, very well built, from what I could see so far.
Yeah.
They gave it a lot of breathing room. They gave it a lot of exhaust room to throw out that hot air to get it, to keep it cool. But overall design, awesome. They definitely spent their time designing that thing. And the looks is awesome. The controller, we played it a little bit.
It's got a lot of good features.
I think it's awesome, man. They, again, they spend a lot of time on that controller. That's the thing about the
controller. Like, they didn't want to make it just like, oh, here, you got a controller, play. That's it. Like, no, it's actually got some features in the controller. Like, you got a touchpad or a press pad. You got buttons. You got feedback from the controller, like depending on which side you go on,
Yep.
and the triggers actually vibrate depending on your motion. Like that's something that gets you immersed into the
It's
game and
huge.
feels like you're actually like participating in an event. Like if you're pulling a gun, it's gonna be like like you actually pull a trigger. You have to put some force into
Yeah.
pulling the trigger,
Yeah.
which that's an amazing feature. And I
That
think
is a lot. That is a lot to put
a controller.
into one product, man. There was a lot of engineering in there, a lot of design. And again, and listen, I said it in when we did the unboxing, and you probably didn't think too much about it, but the buttons on the controller, for them not to have color like they traditionally do,
Yeah.
that's a huge thing, man. I'm sure that Sony had to really had a couple meetings about that, of taking off that color of those buttons and making it all uniform with that white controller,
I mean, it still looks
which came
nice
out
either way.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it came out phenomenal, man. I love it. But they definitely did a lot to this controller. They put a lot of engineering into it and design, and but it came out
And the
awesome.
cable. And
The cable, there you go. We have a cable that charges the controller. Simple as that.
I like how
Microsoft,
Microsoft was announcing their controller and they said, "Oh, it's got a new button and it's faster." It's like,
new button and faster. Okay. How about we get rid of the AA batteries that you got to put in the back of that thing? Um, no,
uh,
yeah, they have some catching up to do. But
well, they
going
have a
back to the
cable,
PlayStation,
but it's like $25 per cable,
yeah,
and
it's stupid. It's dumb. I don't know what they're doing. I don't
it's
know
in
what
the
they're doing,
box.
but yeah, I don't know what they're doing. But going back to the PlayStation, when we finally got it online and we were playing, if you remember, we were so amazed of how fast those games turn around.
Those games load,
Once,
dude. Those games.
yeah, when they load up, it is. I mean, you're talking about a few seconds, and it is amazing. We were looking at each other, you and I, going in awe, just like, wow, this is so different.
You know,
This is
because
so
I
cool.
usually like when I usually played like my PS4 and stuff. I was like, okay, this game's gonna load. Let me just check my phone real quick for like a couple minutes, and then it'll load. I pick up my phone and it's done. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that's it.
yeah. I remember you turning to me and going, "Did you see that? It's already there. We can play already." And you're talking about 3-4 seconds.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing what they did to this console and the work and energy and engineering and design they put into it. It
Also,
was worth it.
quick detour, real quick, honestly. We did play the Spider-Man game just for a couple, I don't know, a couple of minutes or so.
Yeah.
From your impressions, like, how did you say like they did in terms of like the layout of the map and just how the game like can play overall?
Um, I mean,
Because this
it's
game was
fantastic.
made by PlayStation Studios. Like, this was
Right.
their own game.
Right. From what I saw, the one you were playing,
Yeah.
when you asked me, I think overall, awesome. They did a very good job in attention to detail when it came to the landscape of the game, as far as the city. When you look at it,
Yeah.
the buildings were very detailed, the streets, the cars, the plants, the trees,
There's so many
everything.
buildings and infrastructure.
So many buildings,
That's kind of how New York is,
and
anyway.
yeah, and I think they did a fantastic job. They definitely put in a lot of work in this thing, man. They put a lot of work. That's why it took so many years to bring this out. But they did a fantastic job, not only on the console, not only on the
But
controller,
on
but on the
Sony's
games as
games,
well.
yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
I
They
think
they
that's
put a
the
lot of
selling
work
point for
into it.
PlayStation is when they make
Yep,
their own exclusive games for the console. That really gets people to. I think that's probably why this PlayStation was more in high demand, probably because it had games.
yep, yep.
Microsoft's over
Absolutely.
here and they're
No,
like, "Oh, games? You guys want games? Well, we got games already." It's like, yep,
do they have any? I don't think I've ever asked you this. Do they have any of their own?
yeah, but well, not now because they had to delay some of their games till next year, and the console's out and it has no games, like none of their own games. I mean, like you can still play other games, but none of their own exclusive.
But of their past consoles, they don't have any of their own games,
They used
exclusive
to,
games.
yeah, they used to all the time. But
What were some of them?
one was Halo, one
Oh,
was
Halo. That's right.
Fable, and I don't know. I think that's it. At least what I can remember. I know they had plenty, but
Okay.
I think this year they're just like, oh, exclusives. Pff, who cares? It's like, well, it kind of entices people to get the console. That's probably why PlayStation kind of got the higher up here because
Yeah, I still
they got
think.
games.
Listen, we talked about this in the last podcast, but I think it sucks to say, but I just think Microsoft is just not all in. You know, they're not all in. And unfortunately, they're a company that does very well on the other side of this, which is PC and
Oh yeah, they got great
laptops, and
PCs.
that's their core business.
Yeah.
You know, and they decided to go into this business, and they did well, but
Back in the day, yeah, like when they first launched the
unfortunately, they're not.
Xbox.
Yeah, to me, unfortunately, they don't give it their all. They're not in at 110% like Sony is,
Batteries.
and it shows, in their product. You know, it shows in their product and the kind of backing they give this, and it's very unfortunate. But we'll see. Listen, I said it again. There's going to be some competition coming, and wait until Microsoft gets their rear end kicked out of this industry and game. They're gonna think twice. There's something coming,
We
man.
need to put
There's something
batteries
coming.
in our console this time around.
There's something coming. Watch. Listen. Remember we talked about it. I said it on the last podcast that Microsoft needs to consult with
Gamers.
Elon and Tesla about making a
Yeah.
controller, maybe making a controller that once you charge it, it lasts like a month charged or even
That'd be
more.
interesting.
Watch if Tesla comes out with their own thing.
Seriously, like
They,
$60,
dude, they're gonna
$70 controller, and you still need batteries
dude,
for that crap?
dude,
Come
they're gonna
on.
come out with something crazy. Watch something wireless that you don't need to charge for 2 years or something. Just some crazy thing. Yeah, Microsoft, don't sleep on this, man.
I'm sure
This
you're a
industry
smart company.
moves.
You just gotta get those ideas and
This
everything.
this industry moves way too fast, and it has too many smart people to think that you're gonna stay in this game while you drag your hands. Don't do it. Stay on top of
Guys,
it.
you want more batteries? We got batteries for you.
Yeah, seriously, I'm not putting batteries in the damn thing, dude. Um, but
But
anyways,
I think that's it for today, guys.
yeah.
Um, Hope you
It
guys
is.
enjoyed. It was a nice time to talk.
Well, I enjoyed it. Did you?
Yeah, of course
Cam,
I
did you enjoy
enjoyed
it?
it.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. Guys, thank you so much. The Game and the Dad podcast number 30. 30 weeks in. Very excited. We're almost at that 4,000 mark for the subscribers. Very, very excited. Thank you so much for all the love and support. We love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video. And my partner just fell off the cliff. You okay? What
Yeah.
happened?
No.
There you are. Okay.
We're so close to the camera.
Bell for notifications, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much. Take care of yourself. Have a fantastic, safe Monday. We will see you next Monday. Be safe and always, always be humble, guys. Thank you so much.
And remember
Cam
to
bam.
stay humble, stay safe, and stay healthy out there, okay, guys? All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
See you guys.